I'm thinking back to like last year when I went back to Marquette and everything. For you, what are some of the must-do things?
Must-do. There are a couple coffee shops that I've been craving, so I'm excited to get back there and just walk around Harvard Square a little bit and just take it all in. You know, it was a great place, good to me for 5 years. So excited to see some old friends and old players and the whole deal.
I remember a great breakfast place on the corner. It's kind of a funny place with a counter and all. It reminded me of Al's Breakfast.
Yeah, yep. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it right now.
You don't care about the name, you just eat there.
Yeah.
How was their team?
How's Harvard? They're off to a tough start so far, but they've been in a lot of games. They're close. You know, they've lost the last two in overtime, which are heartbreakers, and some other close scores. And they've played a pretty good schedule. You know, they've played the top of the ECAC so far. So I know they're hungry to get a win. That's for sure. I watched their game last night, and that one stings for them. And I'd expect their best this weekend.
Does it help that you saw Harvard last year that they came here before returning there for the first time at all? Or?
I don't know that it matters too much. I mean, I know a lot of the players still. Obviously, every year we get a little bit further away from that, but I know a lot of the players, and obviously worked with Coach Stone for 5 years, so pretty familiar with the systems and things that they like to do. So I wouldn't say that has a huge factor. Maybe more so for our players, though, to have seen them and have a sense of what they like to do out there.
Kind of a different feel. Last year they were the ranked team coming into your building. Now you're, you know, one of the top teams in the country in the polls heading there. Does that change anything at all?
I think so. I think, you know, us learning that we have the target on our back now everywhere we go, especially to teams that are below us in the polls. So understanding that you're going to get their best every time you go into a rink like that. And I think it's important to respect the opponent, no matter what their record is, no matter where the pollsters have them, you know, listed. That stuff doesn't really matter. All that matters is, you know, playing your best on game day.
So common for everyone to say, coaches to say the polls don't matter, no matter where you are. But when you're number 3 in the country and you beat number 1 that's undefeated and drop a notch, that's got to make you personally a little hungry, saying we're going to show them again.
Yeah, I mean, you can't stop proving yourself all year long, and as maybe a new face to the poll, to, you know, the top 5 and beating the number 1 team. Maybe we have to earn it a little bit more than some of the consistent top 5 teams. So we're okay with that. We'll continue to develop and improve, and hopefully beat as many teams as we can this year.
How about Laura Stalbert? Where's she playing in practice this week?
She's moved back up front.
Okay.
Back up front. Yep, that was a strategic decision last weekend based on Wisconsin, and so she'll be up front this series.
Didn't it?
It did, yeah. I think it was a big part of our success on Friday night, and gave us a different look.
And you can use that now. It's kind of in the arsenal now.
Exactly, exactly. Pretty nice to have such a versatile player that you can have, you know, in the middle, on the wing, on the off wing, on defense. It's a nice asset.
You can play a 2-2 and a rover.
Yeah, we could.
Maura, does it mean anything going back to Harvard? This is your second year at UMD, but going kind of back home with a team that just knocked off the number 1 team in the country, and a team that most voters considered one of the top 3 in the country?
Yeah, I think we're certainly proud of what we're doing here. And when I left Harvard, I did say any success that I had at UMD, a part of it should be attributed to Coach Stone, because she gave me the opportunity to run the program during her Olympic run. And had I not done that, I don't think I'd be sitting here today. So we're very proud of what we've done here, and excited to bring that back to Harvard.
Well, and Katie Stone has only mentored about 4,000 coaches, hasn't she?
She's had quite a few, yeah. She's been in the game for a long time, so she has quite a few.
Since you worked right with her. That's great. But she's such an icon for women's hockey.
Yeah, she is. It was an unbelievable experience, and we're still friends today, and you know, I respect everything that she's done over there. And as I said, you know, I attribute a lot of our success here to what we learned while we were there.
Maura, for postseason positioning, how important are these series against teams from out east, since there seems to be so little crossover between the West and the East oftentimes.
They're huge. They're huge. You know, if we want to say, oh, how did we move down in the polls last week? Well, let's just go make a statement this weekend and make sure that everybody knows that we mean business, and you can't have any slip-ups, and you can't take anybody lightly. It's important to prove yourself every single game, because it is tight this year. The top 10 polls, it's tight. There are a lot of good teams, and every weekend matters.
Maybe you could have a scrimmage with St. Lawrence on Sunday.
We might see them somewhere down the line, but not Sunday.
Are the girls aware of the history? I mean, has there been any talk in the locker room, you know, with it being kind of a sentimental trip maybe for you?
Well, we downplay that quite a bit. We talk more about, you know, the game plan and the strategy, but I know our players know that it's a big series for us, and how excited we are to have Harvard on the schedule. And we talk about, you know, the past, not just us being former Harvard people, but also the programs. UMD and Harvard have come head to head in a lot of national tournaments over in the deck, some great games between the two programs. So to be continuing that tradition is more important than, you know, my connection to Harvard.
And you can tell your players that you want to win a national championship here before they win one there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Got a chance to talk yesterday with Maura Crowell. What about her you think makes her a good fit looking ahead to next year and beyond for this program?
Sure. I saw that she got the OT winner last night, which is great. She's a Spitfire. If you've seen her play, she brings a ton of speed to the game. She's emotional, passionate, and has that bulldog mentality, I would say. She goes into the corners tough. She'll get into the dirty areas in front of the net. She back checks hard. She's a good two-way player, and has a real passion for the game. And you got to love that.
When she decided that she wanted to reopen her recruiting, was she kind of one of the players that maybe you thought about that if that happened? Was she kind of one of the first phone calls, or did she come to you? How did that whole take place? Sure.
I mean, we always want northern Minnesotans to play here. So when Mallory reached out to us, we were excited, and you know, Laura and I had talked about how we had just missed sort of her commitment. Her commitment was as we were just getting on board here, and we thought, oh shoot, that would have been a nice pickup for the program. So to get the phone call from her and have it work out in the end was really nice.
I was going to ask Chris about this, but he's on the road. So her dad was talking to me and said Chris being on staff really helped him think that UMD was a good fit because he compared her to him and her work ethic and stuff. So is that kind of Chris showing his value to this program really early on? Yeah, I know Mr. Iozo does his research and knows a lot about a lot of things. So that does not surprise me that he said that, and I like that he sees similarities in their game. Certainly Chris was a fantastic player, and if Mallory can play like that in college, we'll be very excited. Thanksgiving tomorrow, do you have something special planned for the road trip, or is it just kind of business as usual with the meal plan?
A little bit of both. We fly out in the morning, we'll practice at Harvard, and then we'll go out to dinner as a team to a pretty nice spot in Boston.
Is it kind of nice to spend a holiday like this? I mean, I know you got so many people from, you know, overseas or far away, but is it kind of nice to spend a holiday like this as a team?
I think so. I can't remember the last time I was really home for Thanksgiving without my hockey family. So I think it's nice. I think it's nice for the players. I remember having team dinners with my teams back in college, and they're always memorable. You get to dress up, go somewhere different, and yeah, I think it's a special occasion.